Hey, today I'm gonna reverse engineer a golf swing for you and make you better.
Best talent in the world, the best knowledge. What do you want knowledge? What do you want to talk about? Kinesiology, physiology, biology, imperturbability, maneuverability. What? Gross energy, key energy, physical energy, mental energy. Here's the feeling of greatness. What a great feeling. Here it is again. Feeling of greatness. Stuck right to the hole. Try to do this next time that always the same patterns like Logan had. We're using the same muscles every time. On every shot. We're using the same muscles. We always get the same angle of attack. Here's over 100 drives now off the same tee. Hit it wherever I want.
That D's had that D for
Whatever
7
side
years.
I want.
Had it for 7 years.
But no strain, no struggle. Never get tired. Bring some more.
I'll bring you another.
Maybe I'll bring another. No, I'm just kidding. That's why I felt my day.
But Moe, you never stroked the ball any better than you are right now.
Didn't I?
This is good roll everything.
There's a wine. Tell me why you're talking about.
Like wine, I guess.
Where were you when I needed?
Oh, I like that one.
Can't gather ain't no on this course.
What do you think about Newton's theory, where everything finishes up left side?
Yeah, that was good for somebody, not day in, day out. Not for people. No. Your muscles aren't built that way.
Took him years to develop it, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Right here.
Come back at you.
We got it.
No, get us that way.
Yeah, that was smoke there.
I'm getting tired of watching this. It's involved in your stomach.
Here, try that.
Tell me.
That long break we had landed a pro-am.
Oh, can we see some bacon strip?
Here's a 3-iron.
It's Todd, welcome to my channel. I am excited that you're here because I may show you a concept today that a light bulb may just fire off in your head and you're gonna say, that makes so much sense. How can everybody do it this way? I'm gonna reverse engineer a golf swing for you, but here's the way we're gonna do this. I want you to understand a concept here, that this is a tool and this body is a machine. I want you to take away that, oh, everybody's different, everybody has different size arms and legs. We're human beings, we walk on this earth, we have legs, we have arms, we have levers, we have mechanisms in our body that work, and then we have a tool. It's a tool and a machine. And I want to talk about, let's look at it from that perspective for a moment, right? A tool and a machine. And how do we take this machine and this tool and strike that golf ball? So let's reverse engineer this process with me. So what's the most important moment of a golf swing? Well, it's the moment you strike the ball. It's the contact, it's the strike, it's the speed of the head, it's the angle of approach, it's a club impacting the ball. So I've got to reverse engineer the most important moment. The goal is to get the club to impact. We got to get there consistently. So I need to reverse engineer a consistent way to get this tool with this machine to impact, right? Okay, so follow me on this because we're gonna kind of here's what we're doing. We're ignoring what anybody does, right? Forget what all the guys you see on TV do because they all engineer it in a certain way, but we need to engineer it in a particular way. Now, here's some criteria for engineering this. It needs to be simple, it needs to be repeatable, and it needs to not break the machine. Like I don't need to do something that hurts the machine. I want to find the simplest way to use this machine and this tool to get to impact. I think you know where I'm going with all this, right? So I need to look at how the body is engineered, and look at this. So let's first look at where we're going, impact, right? Impact. So this is a 6-iron, and I'm gonna take the club back and I'm just gonna go to impact. Now, why is impact such an important piece of the puzzle? Well, number one, this is where I have angle of approach of the club. So I'm compressing the golf ball. The body has to be in a particular position to get the hands forward. In other words, if my body is tilted, my hands can be over here. If my body's tilted this way, see, it's hard to get my hands over here. So we're starting to see, based on impact, that I've got to engineer a motion that gets my hands on this side of my body over here. And that's gonna only be through tilt and rotation, right? So I have some tilt and some rotation. Matter of fact, this is all measurable. I have about 8 degrees of shaft tilt, and I have the hands forward, and I have about 30 degrees, 25 to 30 degrees of torso rotation. I have about 25 degrees of pelvis rotation. And that gets me to this, and I have about 20 degrees of side bend, and that gets me to this position right here, impact, right? Look at the trail arm bent. That's part of the engineering process. Look at the lever of the trail hand. So you're starting to see that's where I gotta go, right? So I gotta get this mechanism, this machine, engineered to this position. Okay, great. One thing I gotta add to this, I need speed, right? I need speed. I gotta leverage the club. I gotta put speed on this. I could sit there all day long and just tap golf balls from here, but now I gotta add speed. And now this is where it gets interesting, because I've gotta start in a position, add speed, leverage the club, and then get back to that position, engineer it, right? I gotta get back to that place I need to go. All right, well, what adds speed, right? And let's look at the science of this. And this is where people get whacked out. They think lower body produces speed. That is fundamentally not true. There is no science that shows how the body adds speed to the golf club. But let's frame this correct way. The lower body contributes to speed because it stabilizes, so the speed producing parts of the body can produce speed. Well, what are the speed producing parts of the body? Arms, hands, right? Arms and hands, these are levers. Most of the speed is produced here in the swing, from here to here, from here to there. That leverage of the club with the wrist and the arms, and the straightening of the arm and the straightening of the wrist, that produces 75 to 80% of the acceleration of that club. And most of it happens from here to here. We calculated Moe's golf swing. We watched it, we measured it. From the top of the swing, the club's going 0 miles an hour. It's changing directions, right? 0. On the way down, about right here, the club head was going 35. From right here, and this is when he was 64 years old, by the way, from right here to right here, from right there to right there, Moe's golf swing went from 35 to 107 from here to there. So most of the speed happened from right here to here to there. So right through here, 35, 107 through the ball, right? Well, that's not happening from lower body. That's happening from hand and arm acceleration, because what happens, this is slowing down as that accelerates. Okay, so we got this machine. We got to get to impact. Let's look at the mechanism, right? Now, the tool matters, because look at how this is designed. And this is where, if you're gonna watch any part of this video, pay attention to this part right here, because this is where Moe Norman was known as the greatest ball striker in the world, because he took the tool and he matched it to the mechanism. He matched the tool to the human body. Well, what does that mean? If you look at impact, and you gotta look at it from a down the line angle, if you look at impact, this club has a particular alignment to the body. It has a plane. Well, that's the plane. That's the plane it's designed on. I've got to match this plane to the impact plane. In other words, if I start like this, hands hanging down, which I call the one mistake, hands hang down, clubs out in front, shoulders not very much tilt, Standing up, okay, there's your address position. I think this is a massive mistake because this is not engineered for impact. What happens if I take this position and I've got to get to impact, where's impact? Look where impact is. It's higher, it's tilted, right? So I've got to, this is why if you're a conventional golfer and you're watching my channel, this is why you've struggled for so long, because you have not started in a place that's engineered to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Watch what I do. Instead of starting with your hands down here, or that you're off of the club's plane, put the club on its plane. Tilt the body to where you want to be at impact. And look, I have engineered now, look at the club, the hands are already in front. Well, that's where they're going to be at impact. So look, I've already engineered my address position to match my impact position. Now, watch what happens when I take the club back. This gets leverage. That's where the speed comes from. My arms have now created width and leverage. Now when they move around my body, I have width, leverage, and speed. Back to the impact plane. So I can now start, leverage, and impact right where I want to engineer a golf swing to impact. If that doesn't make common sense to you, I don't know what does. Like, I don't know how to explain it differently than that, to where say, hey, this is a common sense golf swing where I'm matching the plane and engineering of this club to the engineering of this body, engineered, keep using that word, to get to the most important moment. So now I'm going to set the club, I'm going to get very close to my impact position with my body. I'm putting the club on the impact plane. All I got to do now is leverage and hit it. So I'm going to leverage and hit it. If you want to learn exactly how I teach this in the perfect way, I have a program called Single Plane 30. I will put the link in the description below. It starts at the beginning of every month. So September's coming up. I want you to join me. Click the link below and join me next month. Maybe you're watching this video and it's past September. We start at the beginning of every month. Go to click the link below and join next month's Single Plane 30 program, and I'll see you inside.